the nut of the guitar, as we learned, is like the frame for your notes, you know, to the 12th, and holding that down, you know, if you can fret that whole thing. Again, this isn't really the best guitar because the action and everything and the tone about it is really bad. But if you can do that, it sounds the same, or should sound the same, as playing your strings open. So once you get that, you can basically use your finger to bar whatever chord you're trying to make. So if you're at the 1st fret, that would be an F. And I think this may be one of the harder ones to start with, just because it's like the widest spread for your fingers to go from the 1st to the 3rd. But if you do that same shape of A minor and E major with your back fingers, the same way we transition the G, you know, to the back fingers, the middle and ring finger, you're going to do the same thing with your middle ring and pinky finger with the A minor and E major. And that is basically going to go with your middle finger now on the 2nd fret, 1st fret, 2nd string. Pinky middle, what? Ring finger, brain fart. Ring finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and pinky on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And then you're going to strum down. Again, that's the A minor, though. It's weird to say it that way. But that's the A minor with your fingers swapped and transitioned to your back fingers, basically. So it's going to sound the same. It's just going to be a different feel for your hand, and it might take you a while to get the strength to push down. If not, then you're doing freaking awesome, and you're probably better at me than this. So, once you press down and you have your chord full, what you can do now is slide it over, and don't worry about the way that sounds, but slide it over. Well, just for the sake of the sound, I guess we can bring it over again. But you want to slide it over, I guess, a whole fret, and then you can drop your 1st finger, your index finger, on the fret before or behind, and it's acting as the nut now, and you strum from the 5th down if you're in the A minor, shape of A minor. So it would be like, and it kind of, again, it takes a while to get that push down, that kind of, the strength to do that. It's a little harder than it seems, and you want to try and keep your back finger, it's kind of very important, your thumb, placed firmly against kind of like the midsection of your guitar. Depending on what kind of neck you have, because there's a V neck, there's a C-shaped neck, there's a D-shaped neck. Just so depending on what neck you have, it might be in a slightly different position, but more or less you just want to kind of make sure that you're pressed firmly against the back of the instrument so that you're getting the most out of your push down for your chord. Reason being is because whatever song that you're playing can sound magnificent or it can sound like garbage, basically, just based on a matter on how hard you're pressing down. So it's very important to make sure that you're pressing down just the right amount, and that you're not too forward on the fret or too back behind on the fret for whatever you're trying to play, because otherwise it sounds like that. You know, and you don't want that unless you're trying to play ghost notes, which is where you're playing the note pressed down on top of the fret, and that sounds like that. So it's kind of a different sound, but it is actually referred to as ghost notes, so it is a thing. It does exist for those that don't know. It's kind of cool, actually, if you practice it. And with that is also harmonics, which you can do at the 12th, is that 7th and 5th? That's the 9th, right? Yeah. So 12th, 9th, 7th, 5th, and 3rd. And then you can also even do the same sound that I think the 12th down here, like usually right in between, if you have like a 20 or 21 fret guitar, right in between the sound hole of your instrument, which I also refer to as the soul hole. Playing the music from your soul. Oh, you can do that the second too. So most of them have different sounds. Some of them are kind of repeating. Like, I think those are actually repeating, but they're different octaves. That's your basic, Stonehold. That's your basic, harmonics. And you do that not by pressing down, but by just hovering your fingers or finger over the fret. So it's just placed over it, and it's directly over the fret of that fret. So if it's the 5th, you go to the 5th fret, which would be that fret there. Bling! So you go to your dot, and it's like the one ahead. So it's actually between the 5th and the 6th. The middle. You just go right above the middle. And then you sound like you have lasers. Laser gun. It's kind of like a laser gun. It's a lot of fun when you're on electric too, because then you can throw all sorts of different pedals and effects with it. It's really cool. Watch live on. Oh, yeah.